Made in Switzerland. It's a phrase that's closely associated with quality and accuracy. And the Swiss take special pride in this well-deserved reputation. In this episode, we take a look at some of the best things this country has to offer. I'm David Celdran. This is Executive Class. It's one of the most picturesque places on the planet. The Alps, the lakes, and rivers. The quaint towns and sophisticated cities. It's a postcard-perfect country. To the outsider, Switzerland may seem like the perfect paradise. A nation blessed with natural beauty, peace, stability, and neutrality. A society with one of the highest standards of living in the world. No doubt the Swiss are rich. Swiss banks and the Swiss franc are considered the gold standard in the world economy. The Swiss are also world leaders in the pharmaceutical and chemical industries, engineering, food production, and of course watchmaking. But it wasn't always this way. Before the 19th century, the nation was among the most backward in Europe.
At the time, or well, for ages, we do not have any natural resources in Switzerland. It was water, that's all we have. And everything else has to be generated through productivity and through skills. So it was that situation combined with the Industrial Revolution that developed and offered new possibilities from around the middle of the 19th century onward that generated this necessity and ability to produce high value-added products, to work on precision, to look at niches where the relatively small economy, Swiss economy, was able to generate value.
With little natural resources to rely on except water from the lakes and granite and stone from the Alps, the Swiss continue to develop highly specialized skills to survive and compete.
We have a relatively expensive manpower situation, so we cannot compete in mass production issue. They can be produced much more advantageously in other parts of the world. So we go for these value-added and high-value products, and of course, some of them would also be in the luxury sector.
When Executive Class returns, some special Swiss exports that make life a lot more pleasurable. The Swiss have a thriving coffee culture, and the average person consumes 3 cups a day. Coffee is so popular, the world's only museum exclusively about coffee is found not too far away from Zurich. This is the Jura World of Coffee. It's an entire building dedicated to the drink we love the most, coffee. Roger Federer is waiting for me. Told you so. The Jura World of Coffee is both museum and state-of-the-art coffee machine showroom. Jura, or Jura, depending if you prefer the French or German, is a leader in fully automatic coffee machines. You've probably come across their machines in a hotel or restaurant or a wealthy friend's home. When people ask you, who is Jura? What is Jura? I mean, we have the best possible situation. We just take people by the hand and we walk with them through our exhibition and we say, this is our brand land. This is what we stand for. We do know where coffee comes from. We do know how to treat coffee. We do know how to get the best out of every coffee bean. But before you can appreciate the quality and consistency of the coffee every Jura machine produces, we recommend starting at the museum to see how the world's favorite drink evolved from a bitter brew in Arabia in the 15th century to the fancy macchiato served in cafes today. Up until the 1700s, coffee culture was unknown outside of the Arab world.
It was the merchants of Venice that took it to Europe, and the rest is history. The first cafe, as we know it, was born in Venice and sped throughout Europe. But credit the Dutch for taking coffee growing global. They smuggled the coffee plant out of Africa and cultivated it in their Asian colonies. Today, coffee is enjoyed in every part of the world and in every variety you can imagine. Just take a look at this collection. It's only a fraction of what's available out there. Coffee today has flourished into a billion-dollar global industry and still growing. Demand is highest in the chilly Scandinavian countries, but not surprisingly, Switzerland is 7th. That's more than Italy or the US. It's this Swiss passion for quality coffee that continues to drive Jura to create the perfect coffee experience.
Well, Jura is 100% focused on fully automatic coffee machines. And I think that comes from engineering, from technique, and we want to bring this coffee culture all over the world at the push of a button. Because if you go to a coffee bar, you see the barista, and it is not so easy when you look at the barista to make a perfect cappuccino, to make a perfect latte macchiato, and we want to give this coffee enjoyment just at the push of a button.
Jura machines like the state-of-the-art Impressa Z7 are so impressive, it does everything a professional barista could, in a single stroke. A tall latte macchiato? Check. 2 cups of espresso lungo? Check. You can adjust the strength, the volume, and even boost the aroma. Everything at your fingertips. The machine even cleans itself.
Our engineers, they have to think like a barista and then to put these thoughts into mechanical and electronic components. That sounds a bit strange, but at the end of the day, it is really the love for coffee that makes you aiming for the best possible result in the cup. And therefore we develop grinders, we develop fluid systems, we develop brewing units that brew the coffee in the best possible environment to get the best out of the beans you've chosen.
To get the best possible result, Jura roasts their own coffee in-house to test if their machines can bring out the best in every bean. It starts with sourcing raw beans, mostly the highly prized Arabica, from coffee growers around the world. Only the best beans are chosen. Broken and irregular beans are discarded, along with the stones and junk that find their way into the sacks. Beans are poured into the roaster and allowed to cook evenly until the color and texture are perfect. To be sure, a color measurement device double checks for consistency. Once perfectly roasted, the beans are allowed to cool down to avoid being burnt and therefore create that bitter taste. The newly roasted beans are either mixed with other beans from different origins to create a special blend, or are packed directly as a single origin coffee. Once you've got good beans, the Jura machine will do the rest. The grinding, tamping, brewing, and pouring, and in the case of lattes, the frothing of foam, often the most difficult step in the process. But there's still some things the machine can't do, and that's where the fun begins. It is the easy part. This is where the machine does everything for you. With all the dirty work out of the way, a fully automatic machine allows your imagination to roam and create any coffee cocktail your palate desires. For example, a shakerato, a refreshing ice-cold espresso with lemon zest, or a fresh presso, my favorite for a warm day. It's a blend of espresso, vanilla, and orange juice served cold.
Now this smells really good. Yeah, I love vanilla. This is really good. Cheers.
There's no limit to the coffee concoctions you can create, so long as you're sure you're getting a perfect shot of espresso every time. Now that's what human technology is all about.
Well, some people say Swiss are pretty narrow-minded. It might be because we really care about all the details and we care very much about quality. And that, at the end of the day, is it what makes a premium product.
And that's all for this episode of Executive Class. From Switzerland, I'm David Celdran. Thanks for watching.